Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Travis back again here at Big Boy Toy Reviews. And we are taking a look at a very, very special figure here today. This is, which most of you already know because there are versions of him already out. But this is a different version. Of course, you already know this is Mega Man X, the designer series by TruForce Collectibles. But this is the Kickstarter color variant that only those who funded the Kickstarter were able to get. And not every single one of them got it, I don't think, anyway. If they didn't, they were fools. But this guy is pretty cool. I actually have him, and I have the X-Kai version. So here they are standing next to each other in all their glory. And this is a cool figure. I mean, it does have some flaws that a lot of people won't say, but because they just want to oh, this is the best Mega Man X figure ever, blah, blah, blah. They never, I have not seen a review yet that didn't just praise this figure. I am absolutely going to praise it because it is a fantastic figure. But at the same time, I am going to point out some issues that I had with this character, or this particular figure, or series of figures, I should say. But anyway, before I get to that, let me get him out the way real quick and we can take a look at the box. This is a special box. This is not the same as the box that you would see with the regular version of Mega Man X or the San Diego Comic-Con version. Only really just this front cover and then this inside panel here are really the only differences in it. Other than that, we kind of got some product shots here on the back. I think actually the regular Mega Man X has different back than this, different product shots than this. But then we have the embossed on the side there of Mega Man looking at you from the front. Then we have him from the side, also really embossed. You can feel it. Top of the box, bottom of the box is the warning. That's pretty much it for the box. I personally think the box is a little cheap. I said it in the video before this, or in the video where I was kind of showing the unboxing or of the Kai, that I think that little black plastic that they use is a little cheap. But that's just my opinion. It is not the opinion of most. All right, so getting a closer look here at the figure. We can take a look at these the exclusive Kickstarter variant colors here. As you can see, he's kind of like a dark gray, kind of mixed with a light gray, and this a little orange. We got some little orange highlights here on the head, some orange highlights here on the shoulder pads. Right there on the crotch piece, there on his wrists. Then we got some bright orange there on the legs and the feet. Then we got some going around here on the back as well. So they have nice detailing all around the figure. So the paint and everything is completely spot on with this guy. And let me just kind of say this ahead of time. The few little gripes that I have with this figure, which is not many, are very minute. But they kind of stood out to me as I was kind of playing around with the X-Kai version. But with that being said, sorry about that. That's my phone. All right. little ESPN action there. Sorry about that. But moving on anyway. Yeah, nice detailing everywhere on the figure. Most of the areas that are have the color variations are sculpted. Die cast here on the feet. I think these are die cast. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't read the directions as far as where he was die cast at. I think some of this chest is cold to the touch, so I think this part of the chest is die cast. But yeah, the nice translucent jewel on his head is really cool. I really do like that. They really did that really well. I like this, like a nice crystal. Looks like a nice little crystal there. That's really cool. His eyes and everything are really nice. Really pale face. I think X was supposed to be pale like that, so I guess I'm okay with that. Yeah, as far as the look of it, it looks pretty damn good. As far as accessories, let's take a look at the accessories really quick. This is one of the issues that I have with him. He doesn't come with much. I mean, sure, he comes with some nice blast effects, but as far as like hands and faces, I feel like they could have did a little bit more. So that is, I do wish that he came with a little bit more. For the price point, I mean, he was $80, technically $100, because I didn't get any extras with him. So he was $100, and for $100, I feel like you should really get more than just a different color. I mean, to be honest with you, the regular figure costs $80, which to me for what you're getting, I don't know. I mean, you can't really say because he has die cast that you can charge $80. I mean, I have some Chogokin figures that have way more die cast than him and just as good a sculpt and painting as him that didn't cost $80. So, me paying $100 for him is quite a bit steep, but you know, it is what it is. So that is one issue with me. The price point on all of them really is a little bit too high. I'd have more placed them around $65, $65. I mean, he's nice, don't get me wrong, but I mean, there's some Figmas out there right now that don't necessarily have to have die cast in them that are really nicely sculpted. I mean, really nice articulation. And you can get those for like $30 or $40. I mean, like I said, there's Chogokins that have really nice articulation and everything, die cast all over the place. Shit, I have a Gilgamesh from Fate Stay Night, all golden armor. He was like $65 when I paid for him. So if you see that review, he is amazing. He's an amazing figure. So I don't really understand the price point. That's one issue that I have with this. Not to mention the nonsense that went on with the Kickstarter. I mean, don't get me wrong. TruForce Collectibles makes a great figure, but they have a long way to go when it comes to customer relations. They really do. I mean, trying to figure out what the customers want, especially your Kickstarter backers. They really played their Kickstarter backers, but I'm not gonna get into that because then that'll make this like a 30-minute long video, and it's probably already gonna be long. So anyway, let's get to the accessories. He has a nice blue blast effect here. It's a really big one, so that's nice translucent blue, which he then also has two other blast effects. This piece, and we have a smaller blast piece here. The only one that he can actually use and his hand won't fall is this one. Well, even the combination of this, because these two can connect together like this, and I'll kind of show you that. But this one is way too heavy. He can't hold it. Then he has two open palm hands. I guess you can call them pose hand style hands, however you want to call it. They're just painted in a matte white, nicely sculpted. So that is cool. I wish he had more hands. Then he has these two back pieces that are for his, I guess you can say, his jetpack or whatever, to simulate that his jetpack is open and being used, I guess you can say. So those are nicely done, nicely sculpted. Then he has his buster, of course, which does light up, and I will show you that in a moment. So that's really nice. Then he has an alternate face, which I wish he came with maybe one or two more faces. Would have been nice. $400. And I guess you can I guess you can call this an accessory, but it's just an extension piece. So that is all he comes with. That is all he comes with. So to me, that is what am I trying to say? He's skimping on the accessories there. So articulation wise, starting with the head, he can look up quite a bit. That's a nice amount of being able to look up. He can look down that far without using his neck joint. Then when he uses the neck joint, he can look down really far. Neck joint using while he's looking up. So the neck is really nice. You can pop his head off and you can kind of see just a simple ball joint, just a ball. I think that's I want to say that's a double ball peg with a little extension going down into the chest. I think that's what's in there, but it gives it a nice range of motion, really nice range of motion. We get some nice side to side action, everything. So the head joint is amazingly good. It is really good. One of the best head joints that I've ever seen. The shoulder pad is connected to the arm, so it will flow with the arm, so you don't have to worry about any hindrance with that. He can go way above parallel. He does have a bicep swivel. He also has a swivel at the shoulder if you want to use that. Double jointed arm that goes way over 90 degrees. The hands are one of my issues, and I guess this is kind of a standard issue amongst most X-Men figures. If I wanted to give him a pose, kind of like a charging up pose, like you would give like a Dragon Ball Z figure, you can't twist his hand. This doesn't twist, so this forearm piece doesn't twist, and neither does this cuff right there. So you need to turn the hand. Well, you can't turn the hand because it's being blocked by this sculpted piece right there for his wrist. So when you try to turn it, the hand just pops off. So you do get a nice range of articulation here with the hand, but it is hindered a little bit by that wrist piece. As far as the chest articulation, he can get some spin action there in the upper torso. He can get some rocking side to side action. He can get some crunch action, and that's just with the upper joint. You do get a little tiny gap there in the back, but nothing really that serious. So that's a really good crunch for just the upper torso, and he can't really go back that far. Then when you activate the waist, you can get a little twisting out of the waist, but if you want to crunch with the waist, then he goes down all the way. So he can look all the way down with that ab crunch. So really, really good ab crunch. Now his legs. This is an issue with me on both of my figures. For some reason, this leg, his left leg, or his right leg, whatever you want to call it, this leg right here, Depending on how you look at it. I guess it's left to leg all the time. But anyway, depending on how you look at it, this is really, really scarily tight. Like, this joint is so tight, it is scary. It feels like I'm going to snap it every time I move it. I try to loosen it up by moving it a little bit, but it's really scary. That is the issue with both of my X-Kai and this one. This leg, not quite as tight, but it is. This one is actually more tight on this guy than it is on my X-Kai. But so both his sides are tight, but he can kick up that high. He does have a bicep, or not a bicep, a thigh swivel. He does have the drop down effect, and if you can use it, can give him a greater range of motion. Kinda, sorta. I wouldn't really say that it really gives him that much greater of range, because I mean, he can do this without pulling this down. So I almost kind of feel like it's a pointless. That's kind of a pointless motion there. It doesn't really need to be there because he can get all the motion without it. Sure, maybe it hinders it a little bit. I guess it works. I guess it works. My problem with it is that the way that they have it made, it is really thin. You see that? So if you have tight joints like mine, and you try to pose that, and you try to pose this and move this, if I was posing it and trying to turn it from here, oh, I would snap that. Easily snap that. This should have been sculpted all the way to, I don't know why they decided to cut that right there. That is just asking for this. It's just asking for somebody to break it. There was no reason for this not to be sculpted all the way through. It's just no reason. They could have still made this feature happen without sacrificing you breaking your figure. So that, I don't like that. That is a knock on TruForce on design on that. That is unnecessary. Then we have and he can kick back about. He can't really kick back that far. He might be able to kick back further than this, but like I said, my joint is really tight, so I don't want to. He can kick out that far, and I guess if you pull this out, he can almost completely do the splits. Way more than 90 degrees here on the knee. And of course, you guys probably seen it before. He has this nice little transitioning knee to where it folds out as you bend it. It kind of reveals some nice sculpting there. So that is a really cool transition. The ankle here, you can actually pull it out, and you can see it has a nice joint there, really nice joint. That gives you a ton of motion. So you can, once you pull it down, you can go up plenty, go down plenty. Super ankle rocker there, actually going both ways. So yeah, the articulation is there, no doubt. So no complaints really with articulation, except for some tight joints in this, that hand popping out really easily when you try to turn it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put on his accessories. Now, I am going to attempt to do something really dangerous on screen. I am going to attempt to put these batteries, which I have not done for him yet, into his buster on screen. And I pray that I do not break anything, because he has really delicate pieces inside of this. So let me move him out the way, and I'll kind of show you guys how this is done. So unlike the X Kai or even probably the regular X. This has no writing or anything on it. Let me move him in here really quick. This is almost like you can see the writing on this one. They have really small writing everywhere. On the Kickstarter version, there isn't. He is completely blank. You don't have any writing anywhere for me, for what I can see. So what you do first, you got to pop off that joint there. Of course, take off his forearm. Then you want to, if I can figure out where exactly it is, you want to twist this counterclockwise. All right, let's see. I had to cut the video for a second because I needed to loosen this up a little bit, but I do have it loose. So I'm going to take it out real gentle like. Real gentle like. Come on. Real gentle, baby. Real gentle. Come on. Come on for daddy. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. All right. I didn't break anything. At least not yet. So we still got the spring in there. That little spring, a lot of people have been breaking that thing, trying to take this thing out. So let's go ahead and wedge that out of there. All right. All right. So we got that. We're going to stick these little batteries in there. I don't really know what these batteries are. I think they're LR4s. Just kind of want to slide those down in there. Whoops. Let me see. Slide that down in there like so. Then slide this one right in front of it like so. And we are good to go with that. All right. Then we want to slide these back in here. Let's make sure we got it the right way. There we go. Slide that back on in there. All right. So then it's probably won't be able to see it, but there's a little arrow right there. Right there. The light's kind of picking it up a little bit there. There's a little arrow there that you have to line up with this little notch right there. That little notch, you gotta line that arrow up in that notch. Once you line those two things up, you can pop it back in there. And as always, this is the scary part. Bam. All right, we got it in there. Let's see if it'll come on. Bam. LED working like a champ. All right, so let's go ahead and stick it on X here. Kind of get some focus. There we go. Let's go ahead and pop this on. And let's see if we get a nice little pop. Come on, baby. This one was tough to put on my X Kai too. And I don't want to really put a whole lot of pressure on it because I don't want to break the arm. Here, I'll just do this off camera real quick. Okay, so Had to cut the video there to try to put this arm on. Then I realized that I have a QC problem. I have a major QC problem. This hole is way too big for this peg, so it doesn't snap in. I found this out because my ex-Kai here thought it may have been the peg. Pop this one on. Bam. Doesn't come out at all. So it's not the peg. It's the hole. So we got a major QC issue there. Let me try this side. Same issue. The hole is too big for the buster. So that is going to come right out. It actually fits better on that arm than it does on the one it's supposed to be on. So that is a problem. That is definitely a problem. But we'll go ahead and move on with the review. I'm not gonna let it hold it. Not gonna let that part hold me up. I'll just have to contact TruForce about that. As far as the blast pieces, which is probably going to be an issue with him. Here's the stand. I forgot to show that earlier. So we got the stand here, and we got two arms for the stand. And both arms are nicely done. And I said in the previous video that these are nice and tight, not overly tight, and not too loose. So I think they're at that perfect medium. The only problem I have with it is that it doesn't hold X very well. Like if you want to do some flying poses, yeah, it'll hold them up. But I've never been a fan of these clamp type of stands because they hold them up, but that's pretty much all it's doing. It's not really holding them secure. It's just in there. You know, it's not really holding him sturdy. So I don't know, the stand is kind of useless unless you're going to use it to hold his parts so that he can use so his arm doesn't just collapse due to all the weight. But this one does. Like I said, this is the only one that he can hold without his arm actually falling. And we can go ahead and turn on the light, and you can see that blast effect. Let me see if I can turn off some of these lights. Yeah, it's lighting up real nice. Real nice. So that's really cool. Now let's see if I can kind of maneuver this to kind of get all the blast pieces on there. I'm going to pause the video and I'll come right back. Alright, so I don't have him in the greatest pose in the world, but I just wanted to kind of show you what he looks like with all his blast pieces on there. And I'll go ahead and turn the lights off again. Kind of give you a look-see. The big piece, you don't really get to see it that much when you got all the pieces connected together. But if you take off all the pieces and just connect the big piece, yeah, You can kind of see it a little bit better, but not a whole lot, right? Not a whole lot. So the big piece is not quite translucent enough to show all the detail. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. Other than that, all I haven't shown you yet are the the other accessories and how they attach. I guess I can go ahead and show you that real quick. These two back panel pieces. Let me come down a little bit here. These two back panel pieces pop out. Yeah, that's a nice little butterfly hinge there, a butterfly joint there in the shoulder too. Gives you a nice range, nice range right across the chest. And the only reason that he can pull that off and it kind of looks like a little gear is because he's a robot. So that's passable. Let's see if we can get these pieces off. Goddamn. These bad boys are on here pretty tight. Alright. Had to go from the top there. This is my first time even touching this guy. Now these pieces do have an L and an R on them. See that? There's the R. And there is the L. So you can't get them mixed up. But you can do them upside down. So that is that. Go ahead and focus in on that. So that's how those two pieces snap in. Then we have the calf, I guess you could say calf rockets, or the leg rockets. And these are a little more difficult to open. They do have little notches here for you to grab with your fingernail, but to be honest with you, the plastic is a little flimsy. And so you're always afraid of breaking it. But let's see. There we go. That pops out like so, revealing his leg thrusters or whatever. Let's see if we can get this other one out. That one came out really easy, so that's cool. So yeah, that is pretty much it, guys, for the review. I know this was a long review. I apologize for that, but there was a lot to talk about with this guy. I definitely recommend getting them. Oh, and these kind of pop out a little bit, so you kind of, when you want to put them back in, you kind of gotta push it down and then push it up, push it down. Then this one's gonna make a liar of me, of course. Push it down or push it in, come in, then you can push it up. So yeah. So yeah, apparently he is going to have to be the left-handed Mega Man, the left-handed blaster Mega Man, because he can't seem to properly fit on the other side. Let's go ahead and lift that up a little bit. Yeah, so really cool figure, guys. I definitely would say get him if you want the best Mega Man X figure that is out currently and is somewhat affordable. I'll go ahead and we can kind of get a nice little shot here of the variant, or I guess you can kind of say the two variants. Here we go. Showing off their blaster skills there. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the review, guys. Comment, like, and subscribe. If there's any other figures that you would like me to review, just let me know. Other than that, stay safe, keep collecting, and peace out.